Hi guys, Ronnie here and welcome to the workshop after quite a long break. Now if you're interested in why this happened, then I've posted a video last week where I explained that, but I didn't make it public. So yeah, because it was kind of hard, but you can watch it in the link in the description. So anyway, if you have been following me on other types of social media, then you know that the nationals this year didn't really go as planned, with a third in the time trial and a DNF in the road race. So that means that I won't be riding the European or World Championships this year, and that leaves me with a kind of a different focus. So there are still a couple of nice road races that I plan to do and hopefully win. And for that, I've made a couple of modifications in this blind period where I wasn't showing you anything to my road bike setup. So today I want to talk a little bit about that, the things I've changed, why I've done that, and also there's one kind of a cool party trick up there that I hinted on earlier. So let's just get cracking with it, shall we? Okay, so this is the bike in all of its glory. Of course, the Factor Ostro VAM. Amazing frame set. I've posted a couple of videos about it already. I really like it. One thing it was missing really is an integrated handlebar and stem, just to make it really slick. As you can see, there already is one installed. And it's not just any handlebar and stem combo either. It's a fully custom one-piece handlebar from Spico Tech. So this is the brand that pioneered the ABB, the Aero Breakaway Bar, which was then unfortunately banned by the UCI. But they do have this product now, which is perfectly legal, and it's the next best thing really. So as I said, it's fully custom, and you can choose quite a lot in terms of dimensions and how you want it spec'd. So I'll just talk you through mine a little bit. Now bear in mind that this is the very first of its kind. So the spacers I have on my bike here are not fully dialed yet, but we'll work on that, so it's perfectly flush. But other than that, the bar works as it should. So one thing you can notice perhaps is that the stem section is quite short, which is a bit unusual for me, but then I have to point you through the shape of the bar itself. Now you see, previously I had a 140mm stem on there with a standard NV aero handlebar like this one on my gravel bike, which is already quite narrow at 35 centimeters. And we've changed that to this one, but despite the shorter stem, apparently it still has the same amount of total reach. So the bar and stem has a reach of 210mm, and 105mm of that is in the bar itself, unlike you get with nowadays very common compact bars, which have around 80mm of reach on the bars. Why is this good? Now, if you're a rider like me, you can't really win in a sprint finish. You have to do some kind of attack and breakaway to make it stick. And for that you want to be, of course, as aerodynamic as possible, or as lightweight as possible, if it's on a very steep gradient, but that's not very common, at least for ride race. So I want aero above everything else, and that's where this bar comes in. So first, obviously, it's the aero shape. It has a very deep profile to it to cut drag. Then of course the fact that it's one piece and integrated, with the bar the computer mount sitting neatly tucked in there. Particularly nice with the Wahoo bolt head unit. Then the second thing, and Possibly the most important is in fact the width or lack thereof. So if you look at the center to center measurement or at the hoods, it's actually just 32 centimeters, which is around, well, 10 centimeters narrower than you regularly get with road bikes. And then, as I already touched on, there's the extra reach in the bar itself. So the point of this is that you can actually hold the brake lever like that and rest your forearm like you are supposed to do with the ABB bar, just not in such an extreme fashion that it triggers some commissaires. So this is the main purpose of this bar. This is why I really wanted to go for it. Of course, the drop section is flared out, so much wider than that, 38 centimeters in drop, so that's pretty normal these days, I think. So that's for control and sprinting, and pretty traditional. Also, Speco make the drops in this really long shape, which is not actually necessary, I think. And I didn't think about this when I installed the bar, but they were actually supposed to be cut where you prefer, and I didn't do that. So this is the full length. I think if I cut off this much roughly, then it will be perfect. But yeah, I have to do it sometimes when I have a bit more time, because really it's just unnecessary, because you never hold them here, and it also saves a bit of weight and drag. You can also notice that I still have my sprint shifters on there, just in case. So yeah, pretty neat setup. It's available for order right now, and as I said, the possibilities are really wide with these bars. Lots of room for customization. There's also a gravel version with integrated tri-bar armrest things. Also looks pretty neat. I might go for one for the other bike, but this is the road version. Really happy with this upgrade. I wanted to have a really narrow bar for a long time now, and this certainly fits the bill. So yeah, this is arguably the most important aspect and most important upgrade that I've made. The second thing, as you might see, are the tires. Now, I had an episode about road bike tires recently, or well, just before the break, should I say, where I showed you a couple of options. There are some new ones coming to the market since, and after 2 years on latex tubes and clincher tires for road racing, I went back to tubeless, which I was using previously, and the reasons are twofold basically. So first, I really like the idea of the tubeless tire inserts, which many of the pro teams and their riders are now using. This enables you to finish the race at least if you get a puncture. But for me, most importantly, a lot of the races that I ride have courses that are based on a short lap, 10-20 kilometers maybe, with one feed station. And since I also have the gravel bike, I use that as a spare road bike, and in case I get a puncture with a setup like this, I just go to that point, switch the bikes and carry on racing. So that's a very big safety feature, and it's a reassuring feature that enables me to, well, continue racing. So that's cool. Also, you don't have an immediate blowout with a complete loss of control in case you do get a puncture, so that's nice. And I have to say, the latest generation of road tubeless stars, if you use them with the correct wheels, like these heads, they work perfectly, for example. They're just really good, you know. They're fast, they're supple, compliant, and they're grippy, and they seal pretty well, unlike previous editions. So really happy with that, I have to say. I've tried these new Michelin Power Cups. I've tried the GP5000 STRs, both great tires. I also have the Conti TT TDFs now, which which I will probably test on my time trial bike. So really happy with that one. And then the final change that I've made, it's a bit more cosmetic really. So this is the rotor alt hook crank. I previously had this in aluminum, which many people were lamenting. And no, I didn't change it because of that. I had a customer that needed those aluminum cranks and they were not available anywhere. So I've sold them and I found these available online. Same size, 165 in a carbon version. So we made this swap. I sold him mine aluminum arms and I put these carbon ones on. Yes, they do save a couple of grams, but these are not really going to make me any faster probably. So yeah, they probably look nicer and maybe more aero. Definitely more streamlined looking, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Functionally and size wise, they're exactly the same. A couple of people have also been asking about the switch to 12 speed. I'm not really planning that, at least not on a road bike just yet, because of the availability. I had I think 7 of the new Durace group sets in stock a couple of months ago, but they've been all sold out and I didn't get any new ones since then. And also you still can't really order the proper 12-speed chainrings for the front, and you can't order sprint shifters for the new group. So for now, really, I'm just sticking to this one. Also, the 11 speed has all these features and still works very, very well. So for me, there's really no point in switching over to 12 speed. I would like to, because the new brakes are just awesome, much better than these ones with the servo wave. But yeah, that's not a deal breaker. But riding without sprint shifters and proper chainrings is. So for now, this is what we have. Maybe by the end of the year things will get better and then we can upgrade. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all about this bike. If you have any questions about the setup, then don't forget to leave them in the comments below. And the TT bike also has seen some interesting changes since the last time I covered it, so we'll stick to that for the next one. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.